Hello everyone and welcome to our very first flight in the Airbus A350 on the channel. And what better way to kick things off than with a holiday flight from Paris Orly airport to the paradise that is Punta Cana in the Dominican Republic. This is of course a real-world flight that is flown by Airbus. As you can see, the livery here on the aircraft, which is looking absolutely beautiful. And it's going to be an almost 9.5 hours flight across the Atlantic Ocean. The weather in Paris is looking absolutely beautiful. You can see a little bit of maybe rain that's gonna come in a bit later, but other than that, I think it's absolutely beautiful to go flying today. And the airport itself is not too busy, so I think we are going to be fine. We are not going to be delayed. Today we don't have VATSIM air traffic control, of course, but we want to do this flight justice, so we are going to use Beyond ATC for our air traffic control services today. So the traffic that you see at the airport is actually from the air traffic injector. This is not FSLTL on its own, and I hope that the Beyond ATC is going to do a good job at managing the traffic along the taxi routes so that we don't have any conflicts. So without further ado, let's hop into the cockpit and start our flight. Batteries on, and then external power. So while the aircraft systems are starting up, we might go ahead and remove the covers from the heads-up displays. This aircraft does take a bit of time to start up compared to your A320 family, for example. And the YIS, of course, takes even longer. So here we go. Okay, so let's go ahead into our EFB over here and import our flight plan. And then we can have a quick look at it. So it's all imported. French West 606 is our call sign today. French West is of course the call sign for Air Caribbean from Paris Orly to Punta Cana. So let's have a look at our operational flight plan. There we go. So French West 606 today is going to be our call sign from Paris Orly to Punta Cana. Cost index day 32 and cruising altitude initial is going to be 360 with some step climbs along the way, of course, going to 380 and then later final cruise level or flight level 400 or 4,000 feet. Estimated takeoff weight today is going to be 235.7, which is mainly consisting of some 62.5 kilos or 62.5 tons of fuel, which includes an extra 1,000 kilos or 10 minutes of fuel just as a contingency in case something really along the way we're gonna need to divert around the weather or anything of that sort. Then in terms of the routing today, we are going to take off from runway 25 via the Lego to X-ray departure, and then flight planned route, and then we are going to land on runway 08 in Punta Cana if the weather doesn't change and shift over to the other runways. So passengers today 324 with some 8.1 tons of cargo. That could give us some 33.7 tons of payload. Add that to 62.5 tons of fuel, and that's one that gives us a takeoff weight of 235 tons today. Then we do have some, we're going to fly through some oceanic airspaces today. I'm not going to go through it in detail, but maybe one thing to note here is that we are going to have a constant Mach segment, which is going to be around 0.84, Mach 0.84, starts around here at Otofe, which we are going to enter in the FMS, of course. So then we can go ahead and look at, let's see, can look at the weather. This kind of scrolling is very inconvenient, but here we go. So Punta Cana, winds are 12 knots over there. Actually, let's not go to Punta Cana. Let's start with Orly, which is where we are starting today. So 330 degrees, 6 knots winds. Visibility is good. We have some broken clouds as you saw outside. Temperature is 8. Wind tower in the northern hemisphere. QNH 1022. Punta Cana, I'm not going to worry too much about it at the moment. It's quite windy over there with 12 knots of winds and some clouds. Very warm temperatures of 29 degrees QNH 1018, but it is going to be a long flight, so the weather is going to change. Maybe we are going to be looking at some lesser winds of 12 knots there. Visibility is going to be good, some low-hanging clouds, and maybe some few showers of rain by the time we get there. But our alternate day is going to be Puerto Plata, which is another Dominican Republic airport, which is good enough to handle this kind of large aircraft. Edelweiss flies there, of course, so that's good enough for them. It's good enough for us as well. So temperature 29 over there, QNH 1017, but the weather is kind of becoming similar to what we have over in Punta Cana. I guess we'll see when we get there. We do have quite a number of options. We might as well look at other places like St. Martin, for example. So then maybe we can have a look at our flight route on the map here, which is having some very tiny images, but as you can see, we are going to fly over through the Atlantic Ocean mostly, and we are going to fly across some 2 jet streams, but they are at high flight level at the beginning of our flight, so I'm not sure whether we are going to be crossing them, but we do have some CDs over there. I know the maps are looking very small at the moment, but looks like this is the limit of my zoom, so yeah, maybe next time we'll see if we can have a better way of showing this. So, and there is our flight profile. So that is all well and good, so we can then go ahead and start loading up our aircraft, starting with the load sheet, of course, that we are going to import from Brief. Come on now, Brief. There we go. So, and then from there we are going to say load with GSX. Excellent. So while GSX is going to be busy refueling our aircraft, don't know now, you can pick any one of those. GSX is busy refueling our aircraft. We're just going to make sure that our flight management computer, our MCU, is well set up. Our nav database is up to 26 November, so that is current at the time of filming, and we can then go ahead and import our flight plan. And that is received, and we can insert it. And that is the sound of the printer printing it for us. So Orly to Punta Cana, alternate Puerto Plata, and flight level 360 today, cost index of 2 and the end of 25. That looks to be in order for me. Departure is, we said, is on runway 25 via the Lego 6 as Lego 6 X-ray. Was Lego 2 X-ray, wasn't it? Lego 2 X-ray, and insert that. And then our arrival into Punta Cana is going to be on runway 08, which is most likely going to be an RNAV 08, seeing that we are using Beyond ATC today, and I don't think they support GLS yet. So let's see. Arrival is going to be Bed Tier 1 Whiskey. So Bed Tier 1 Whiskey is right over there, and has an Agnal transition, and we can insert that. Okay, going back to the init page, we can then go to our fuel and load, and we can go back to the load sheet, and we see that our zero fuel weight is 173.7. So 173.7, and are going to start off with a CG of 25, and block fuel, we said that we are loading 62.5 tons, so 62.5. Passengers, we said is 324. I think we did 324 passengers today. So then we are going to fill in the rest of our fuel components over here from our flight plan. So route reserve is 2.8 and alternate is 3.8 and final reserve is 2.4. Excellent. Then we go back to the init page and we look at our takeoff performance. So takeoff performance calculation, sync the FMS for now, sync the weather information, air conditioning off, and compute. So 142, 143, 148, flag 69, config 1 plus F for takeoff today, and we are going to send that to the FMS. And there we go, confirm speeds. Excellent. Then we are pretty much ready to go. We just need to enter our step climbs now. So 39 whiskey, but actually before we do that, let's just make sure that GSX is also catering for us. And I don't know why it says deboarding requested. Should be catering services requested, but well, that's GSX for you. So additional services, we would like to get some water please, but it looks like GSX is
catering vehicles are on their way.
Anyway, so let's look at additional services and request water service and request lavatory service as well.
Passengers the boarding sign.
Because we are looking at quite a long flight today. So anyway, let's go ahead and set up our step climb. So let's see, step altitude. Let's just pick one of these and overwrite it here. So that's gonna be November, actually it's 39 north 030 west. That's gonna be flight level 380 we said, and the next one is gonna be at 33 north and 040 west. That's gonna be flight level 400, and insert that. Then from there we can request our wind information. Okay, so wind information is there and it's inserted. So if you go to fuel and loads now, we should be able to get a sensible calculation, but maybe not yet because the aircraft is still being refueled. So since it's very cold here, we are going to just start the APU solo. So APU fire test, and we can start the APU and start the APU grid. And we can then go ahead and set up our overhead panel. And let's start the RS alignment. Okay, so let's go ahead and look up for the charts. Airport ground chart. Let's see. A350 today. So this one is AORUS Lego 6, Lego 2 X-ray. So Lego 2 X-ray is probably going to be. Let's see. Lego. To have it here. We're gonna have 2 Echo 2 Foxtrot 2 Sierra 2 Whiskey 2 X-ray, and there we have it. So we're just going to pin that. So definitely it's looking very weird, but this is starting from runway 25, and then it should be going like to X-ray like this. So it should actually be this way. So, but there isn't really a point now in doing that because we still need to ask for our clearance in case we get a different runway. So let's pull that up and listen to the 80s 131355. 131355.
Orly Airport information. Kilo 15290 Zulu. Wind 320 at 4. Visibility 10 miles or more. Few clouds at 3000. Ceiling 4300 broken. Temperature 07. Dew point 04. QNH 1023. VFR conditions. Landing runway 25. Departing runway 24. Transition level 050. Numerous cranes in operation around Orly. Advise on initial contact. You have information Kilo.
Okay, so departure runway is actually runway 24 today, so not 25, but we'll probably still get the same departure in any case, so I'm not too worried about it. So let's then pick up on the delivery, which is on 121.555. So 121.555. Orly delivery, hello, French West 606 Heavy. Is at stand Charlie 2 type Airbus A350-900 information Kilo. Request clearance to Punta Cana.
French West 606 Heavy, Orly delivery, information Kilo correct, expect runway 24, legal to Quebec departure, initial climb to flight level 060, squawk 0001.
French West 606 Heavy, expect runway 24, legal to Quebec departure, initial climb to flight level 060, squawk 0001.
French West 606 Heavy, Orly delivery, information Kilo correct, expect runway 24, legal to Quebec departure, initial climb to flight level 060, squawk 0001.
Okay, looks like it didn't get me the first time, so let's try it again. French West 606 Heavy, expect runway 24, legal to Quebec departure, initial climb flight level 060, squawk 0001.
Negative, squawk 0001.
That's what I said. Squawk 0001. French West 606 Heavy.
French West 606 Heavy, read back correct. Contact ground 121.705 when ready for push or start.
French West 606 Heavy, contact ground 121.705 when ready for push and start. 121.705. And watch it say negative again. So let's see. Okay, so I got it. 121.705. You can just check the frequency now. we are still refueling, so let's see now if we can ask for boarding. The catering service is already completed, refueling is completed, all other services are probably completed as well, so that is all good. Uplift for us 62,500 kilos. Excellent. So refueling is done, and fuel pumps can come off, and we can switch on the seatbelt sign as well. The APU is already on, so the cabin must be nice and air conditioned. So let's then check up on our departure, which has changed now from runway 24 to 25 to 24. Legal to Quebec departure. So let's see now, legal to Quebec, and insert that. I don't see that being a big difference between what we had before and what we have now, so I'm just going to delete this continuity there, and let's have a look at it on our navigation display. So then straight out and a small right hand turn all the way through, and then all the way to Punta Cana. So that looks to be the border. Let's just see if that's what the chart says. I think it's the same chart that we have here. Ligo to Quebec. I think they're basically the same, because runway 25 and runway 24 are kind of basically the same. This was 2, runway 24 and runway 25, and Ligo to Quebec and to X-ray are basically at the same spot. So that is good and left. Cool, so that means we also need to revise our preliminary takeoff information, and we can then go to takeoff performance and sync the FMS now. Any moment now, should be runway 24, okay. Sync weather information if there's any new updates, and compute. So 148, 48, 53 flaps 2 now, and flex 69. So send to FMS. That. Okay, so then we are good to go. Now we wait for the boarding to complete. Is it even happening? I think I'm just going to restart GSX so that it can redo for us, or do for us the boarding rather. But in any case, I don't actually think it's going to work anymore, because we have got some of the things applied and some of them not applied. So let's just make sure to load what's already loaded is all good, and we can just ask GSX for the pushback. We are supposed to push leave by 11:20 Zulu, so we do have plenty of time, but we wanted to obviously have for GSX services, but that's not going to happen. So we are fine now. So let's go. Checklist. Actually, not really. We have to do our secondary flight plan, and before we go and do any checklist, so let's do that. And we are just going to add a waypoint here for our engine outset. So pilot stored waypoint, new waypoint. That's gonna be called Orly X1, and it's gonna be a PBD point. So it's gonna be, airport is what, LFPO, runway 24, with the bearing of 241, isn't it? 241 and 25 miles out. So we're going to store that, and then we can go onto the secondary flight plan and flight plan. Next waypoint is gonna be our new waypoint, which is gonna be Orly X-ray 1, when we are going to hold over there with 1 minute red times, and thereafter we are going to return to the next new destination is LFO, and there we are going to land, ideally back on runway 24, but let's see. So it's gonna be an ILS, and then we go and fix info and insert that. It's gonna be RX1 and FPO runway 24 with a radial of 241. And there we have it on the nav display. So then cockpit preparation checklist: gear pins and covers, remove fuel quantity 62,500 kilos, balanced. Seatbelt sign is on, barrel ref QNH 1023. Cockpit preparation checklist is complete. And with that, we are ready to go. So external power can be disconnected, and let's go. We're closing all the doors. Don't think so, because we don't have GSX apparently. So any moment now for the cargo doors. It says they are in transit. There we go. So prepare for pushback and startup. Up the slides as well, and then we are pretty much ready to do our checklist. All the doors are closed. Takeoff performance. Let's just make sure one more time.
Ready for pushback.
Calculate 48, 53 flaps 2, and that is fine. 48, 53 flaps 2 for today. Okay, very good. So from here we are ready to
Departure
go.
check completed. Bypass pin inserted. Locking gear.
Okay, before startup checklist. Parking brake. Set. Takeoff speeds. 148, 148, 153, flaps 2, flex 69. Checked. Slides are armed. Also disconnect memo is there, so before startup checklist is complete. French West 606, request pushback and engine start. That's 121705. That's going to be a nose left.
French West 606 heavy, Orly ground. Pushback and engine start approved. Face west.
Push and start approved, face west. French West 606. So it's going to be on the nose left.
Release parking brakes.
Parking brake is released.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Pushback time 11:12. That's 8 minutes earlier than our scheduled time. I like that. So we can start our engine. So ignition start. And starting engine number 1. Does take a while for the engines to start up.
Set parking brakes.
Okay, parking brakes.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start. Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect. Unlocking gear.
Transponder is on standby. Now it's not. So engine number 1 is available, starting engine number 2.
All aircraft be advised information Lima. Now current. QNH1023.
Tow track disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Good, thank you.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
Okay, now that ground services are no longer required, we can bring up our moving map. And we can bring it on the ONF as well here. Engine number 2 is available. Just wait for the map to load. So ignition can go back to normal and APU bleach and APU masters off. Okay, so flaps 2 for takeoff today. Spoilers arm, auto brake, RGO. Auto brake fan, auto brake RGO. Okay, flight control check. Ailerons. Full left, full right, neutral, elevators, full up, full down, neutral, rudder pedals, full left, full right, neutral. Flight control check is complete. The ramp agent must have left already. So, after that checklist, anti-ice not required, flight controls are checked, pitch trim and rudder trim are already neutral, and ground clearance is received. After that checklist is complete. And with that, we can ask for our taxi. French West 606 Heavy, request taxi.
French West 606 Heavy. Runway 2 for taxi via Whiskey 2. Lima Papa, Whiskey for 1.
French West 606 Heavy, taxi runway 24 via Whiskey 2, Lima Papa, Whiskey 41. Okay, so parking brakes off, taxi lights on, and let's go. currently on Sim Update 4, which is a lot smoother, but every now and then you get those stutters. Don't really know what's causing it because the rest of the time the sim is just smooth. So Whiskey 2 and then Lima Papa. So let's go. We are currently on Whiskey 2, as you can see. Takeoff configuration test. Normal. Excellent. Beautiful weather outside. Ground frequency is rather quiet. Seems like all the aircrafts are still setting up. So Whiskey 2, the one immediately to our right now is gonna be Whiskey 3, so we are going to skip that and continue taxi and take the next right for Whiskey 2. Continue on Whiskey 2. So this is Whiskey 3 here onto our right. That's Whiskey 3. So we keep here. Clear left. Clear right. So this is Whiskey 2. Okay, so we are on Whiskey 2, and from here we are supposed to go Lima Papa, which is okay. Lima Papa is just a small branch over there, so it's fine. So let's keep going. Should have maybe asked us to taxi via Whiskey 3 instead. So on this fork we have to take Whiskey 2. Clear left and clear right. It does say Whiskey 2 over there, but given the taxi instructions that we got, it said also Lima Papa. And Lima Papa is only on here. This is Whiskey 3. The other one was going to be Whiskey 1. So quite confusing. There is a possibility that there is some mismatch in the map, and you see this is Whiskey 1. The map and ground. We do expect to get tower frequency now very soon. Multiple tower frequencies probably. Yeah. So doesn't really matter. This is Lima Papa. And then Whiskey 4.
French West 606 Heavy. Contact Orly Tower 118.7. Have a good day.
French West 606 Heavy, contact Orly Tower 118.7, bye bye. Clear left, clear right. So 1187, huh? Okay, here we are. Taxi checklist. Flaps config 2 for today. Red and liquid wind shear on. Ecam memo. Takeoff no blue. Taxi checklist complete. Orly Tower, hello. French West 606 Heavy. Holding short runway 24, ready for departure. Probably get an immediate takeoff clearance.
French West 606 Heavy, Orly Tower, wind 330 at 5, runway 24, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 24, French West 606 Heavy. Okay, let's go. I know that. It's intentional. Lineup checklist. Cabin crew is advised takeoff runway 24, pegs are off. Most of us shot the center line there. And here we go. So we are ready to go. Manflex 69, SRS, runway, auto thrust blue. SPDs are live. $80 knots. V1, rotate. Positive rate, gear up. Bye bye Paris. See you after the holidays.
French West 606 Heavy, contact Orly departure 127.75.
Contact departure on 127.75 French West 606 Heavy. His departure handoffs with beyond ATC is so immediate when the workload is also high during takeoff. Okay, very good. We are stable now, so we can switch on packs. And it's straight out, so let's just switch on the autopilot and contact 127.75. Flaps 1, speed check, flaps 1. Flaps 0, speed check, flaps 0. Orly departure, hello, French West 606, passing 3,400 feet.
French West 606 Heavy, Orly departure, good day, identified, climb to flight level 180.
Climb to flight level 180, French West 606 Heavy. Okay, so simple can come off. Remove that and we should be fine. So now we can enter the our constant mark segment. So maybe we go there and just say we are going to start our constant mark segment at Otofe. Doesn't want this one. Right, so let's look for Otofe.
All aircraft be advised, information mic now current, QNH 1023.
0.84 all the way up to Puya, which is correct. Insert that. So then we just quickly have a look at the fuel prediction. We're still calculating now that we have entered the constant mark segment. That's an extra 48 minutes of fuel. I think we are really fine. Excellent work. Okay, so there is not much to do. 10,000 feet is coming up and we can release the passengers, switch off the landing lights, and this long-haul flight can officially begin. So predicting that we are going to arrive at 2030, which is okay, that's still being updated, I guess. So 2019 we have scheduled to reach there by 21. So right now it looks like we are going to arrive much ahead of schedule. Okay, so let's sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of our flight to Punta Cana. I will see you at the top of descent when it is time to brief our arrival.
French West 606 Heavy, San Juan Oceanic Control. Expect Betir 1 Whiskey, runway 08.
French West 606 Heavy, expect Betir 1 Whiskey arrival, runway 08.
United 1880.
Okay, excellent.
Contact
Betir 1
New York
Whiskey
Oceanic
is what we have set
128.5.
up.
Center on 128.5,
Betir 1
United
Whiskey,
1880.
now for runway 08. Excellent. Can check it on the nav display as well. And so that goes to Agnau, and then from there make a slight left to go to Volit, and that's
San Juan Oceanic Control, Spirit Wings 201. Good afternoon. Flight level 390.
let's see now. So the
Spirit Wing
Agnau
201,
Volit.
San Juan Oceanic
Excellent.
Control, radar contact.
Okay. Good. So top of descent is almost here. We then need to look at the check out the ATIS information that is on 132.85. 132.85. Actually, 132.85. But I check on secondary VHF.
San Juan Oceanic Control, exec jet 5
Punta Cana
Quebec
Airport
Sierra,
information
flight
India.
level 430.
1946 Zulu. Wind 090 at 12.
Exec jet
Visibility
5
10
Quebec
miles or
Sierra.
more.
San Juan
Few
Oceanic
clouds at
Control
2,200.
identified.
Temperature 29. Dew point 23. QNH
San Juan Oceanic
1015.
Control. American
VFR
1391. Flight level
Landing and
370.
departing runway. 08. Transition level
American
180.
1391. San Juan Oceanic
Numerous
Control
cranes in operation
identified.
around Punta Cana. Advise on initial contact, you have information
French
India.
West 606 Heavy, Betier 1 Whiskey, runway 08.
Punta Cana
Report
Airport.
ready for descent.
French West 606 Heavy, Betier 1 Whiskey, runway 08, ready for descent.
French West 606 Heavy, descend to 16,000 feet, QNH 1015.
Descend to 16,000 feet, QNH 1015, French West 606 Heavy. Actually, 1015. Descend 16,000 feet. Okay, so let's go back onto the 80s. 13285. 13285.
And departing runway. 08. Transition level 180. Numerous cranes in operation around Punta Cana. Advise on initial contact, you have information India. Punta Cana Airport information India. 1946 Zulu. Wind 090 at 12. Visibility 10 miles or more. Few clouds at 2,200. Temperature 29. Dew point 23. QNH 1015. VFR conditions. Landing and departing runway. 08. Transition level 180. Numerous cranes in operation around Punta Cana. Advise on initial contact, you have information India.
Okay, information India is current. Wind 090 degrees 12 knots. Temperature 29, QNH 1015. That's all time to our FMC. And now it's time to look at the approach minimums, which is 500 feet. So barrel 500 feet. The approach is gonna be 133.
Delta 1882 Heavy,
Could go with
contact
the
Miami Oceanic 13,
brings it up to
2.3.
136 knots. I think that is
Center on 132.3, Delta 1882 Heavy, take care.
I think that can do. So let's try that out. Config 3 landing today. Excellent. Okay. 16,000 feet is coming up, and Betier is coming up as well, and it's almost time to get out of San Juan airspace into Santo Domingo, and we are slowing down already as well. So it's probably time to set up our BTV now. So let's load up the map.
American 1391 San Juan Oceanic Control. I have a traffic management reroute for you. Advise ready to copy.
Affirm, ready to copy. American 1391.
Okay, so
American 1391, expect
runway
radar vectors,
08,
runway
so
10.
we are going to vacate at Alpha.
Expect radar vectors, runway 10. American 1391.
At Alpha. Very good.
French West 606 Heavy, descend to 15,000 feet, QNH 1015.
Descend to 15,000 feet, QNH 1015, French West 606 Heavy. So that's just to make the next altitude constraint over there.
French West 606 Heavy, contact Santo Domingo Center 126.9er. Have a good afternoon.
French West 606 Heavy, contact Santo Domingo Center 126.9. Bye bye. 126.9. Santo Domingo Center, hello, French West 606 Heavy at 15,000 feet. It's time to go lower.
French West 606 Heavy, Santo Domingo Center identified.
Approach checklist. Baro ref, QNH 1015, seatbelt sign is on.
French West 606 Heavy, contact Punta Cana approach 119.75.
Contact Punta Cana approach 119.75, French West 606 Heavy. Minimum Sparrow 500 runway condition is dry, auto brake PT. Approach checklist complete. Punta Cana approach, hello, French West 606 Heavy at 10,000 feet. After this is going to be tower.
French West 606 Heavy, Punta Cana approach, QNH 1015, expect the RNAV runway 08 with the AGNAL transition.
QNH 1015, expect RNAV runway 08 with the AGNAL transition. French West 606 Heavy. That's what we have. AGNAL transition.
French West 606 Heavy, cleared direct AGNAL, cross AGNAL at or above 3,000 feet, cleared RNAV runway 08.
Proceed direct to AGNAL, cross AGNAL at or above 3,000 feet, cleared RNAV runway 08, French West 606 Heavy. Just as we expected. Approach. Okay, so I go back to performance and activate approach phase. Should be activating by itself by now, but it's fine. There is our aircraft slowing down. 3,000 feet FLS, and we should be inserting soon.
Punta Cana approach, Copa 352, 700 feet.
Coming in a bit too fast.
Copa 352, welcome back. Continue. Continue, Copa 352.
Too fast. Let's pull up to the green dot speed. Okay, F-lock start.
French West 606 Heavy, contact Punta Cana Tower 118.8.
Contact Punta Cana Tower 118.8, French West 606 Heavy. 118.8. Flaps 1, speed checked, flaps 1. FGS.
$2,000.
gear down.
French West 606 Heavy, Punta Cana Tower, continue.
Continue, French West 606 Heavy.
2000.
There's an aircraft in front of us. Hopefully they vacate the runway quickly so that we don't have to go around.
Air Transat 187 Heavy, ready for departure. Runway
Flaps.
08. Air
Go around
Transat 187 Heavy,
3000.
hold short of 08.
Excellent.
Wilco, hold short of 08. Air Transat 187 Heavy.
Landing checklist. ICA memo, landing no blue, landing checklist complete.
Aerosky 5580, exit right at Alpha.
Exit right at Alpha, Aerosky 5580.
That's where we are going to be vacating as well. At Alpha, according to our PTV. Visibility is quite poor, but I think we'll do okay, probably without the heads-up display. Autopilot off. Runway should be coming into view any moment now.
French West 606 Heavy, wind 070 at 11, runway 08 cleared to land.
Runway 08 clear to land. French West 606 Heavy. Okay, good. Another aircraft vacated right on time. There's the runway. Puppies are too red to white. But that crosswind from the left is something. It's an aircraft holding short, waiting for us there.
Five hundred.
What's going on there?
100 above.
Was that the wind shear? The warning is not simulated in here.
Minimum.
There is no report of wind shear on final from the previous aircraft.
200.
But should be okay. Going visual now.
100. 80. 70. 60. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10. 5.
Come on. Good.
Air Transat 187 Heavy, runway 08, line up and wait. Runway 08, line up and wait. Air Transat
Well,
187
the
Heavy.
screen, so 60 knots, reverser, stow, auto brakes.
French West 606 Heavy, exit right at Alpha.
Exit right at the Alpha, French West 606 Heavy. Okay, so we are going to exit here. Just as we have planned.
Air Transat 187 Heavy, Punta Cana Tower, wind 070 at 11, runway 08, cleared for takeoff, traffic 2 mile final, no delay.
Okay.
Runway 08,
pressure
cleared
on
for
the
takeoff,
Air Transat.
no delay. Air Transat 187
No
Heavy.
delay takeoff.
French West 606 Heavy, contact ground 121.9er, bye-bye.
Contact ground 121.9. French West 606 Heavy. Bye bye. Okay, 1219.
JetBlue 1015, runway 08, taxi via Alpha Delta Echo.
Which stand do we want to take today?
Runway
So
08 taxi via Alpha Delta Echo JetBlue 1015.
Punta Cana ground, hello, French West 606 heavy, request taxi to gate number 6. Let's clean up the aircraft, flaps 0 and spoilers disarm.
French West 606 heavy. Gate 6 does not exist at this airport. Please select another.
French West 606 heavy, request ramp number 6. So let's see if they recognize ramp number 6 instead of gauge. Let's just move a little bit slow here.
French West 606 heavy. Say again gate number.
French West 606 heavy, request taxi to ramp 6. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna go well at all.
French West 606 heavy. Ramp 6 taxi via Alpha. Hold short runway 09er.
Ramp 6 takes via Alpha, hold short runway 09, French West 606 heavy. Okay, here we are, holding short of the runway, waiting for clearance to cross it. We're not going to tune up anything on here since we still have to cross the runway. Still going to give us crossing clearance. I don't think there should be any traffic. This is just absolutely beautiful. Let's look at the scenery around. And the air caribbean scenery is just marvelous. Really a holiday theme kind of delivery. Move a little bit. See if we don't get any tanks, any crossing clearance.
French West 606 heavy. Cross runway 09er at Alpha. Continue taxi via Alpha.
Cross runway 09 at Alpha. Continue taxi via Alpha. French West 606 heavy. Okay, so clear left and clear right, of course. Others as an aircraft crossing. That should be fine. So there's nothing selected, huh? So let's see. Parking. Ramp number 6.
JetBlue 1015, contact Punta Cana, Tower 118.8.
Contact Tower 118.8. JetBlue 1015. Have a good afternoon.
Landing lights, taxi lights, stop lights off, and you can come home. Okay, so now we're going to look for number 6, which should be on our left. number 2 should be all the way over there. WestJet. So number 4 and then number 5, the WestJet there, and then number 6 is the one right after it. So there is our ramp agent, or our marshal rather, not ramp agent. Okay. Okay, so parking brake is set, APU must be on, then APU please.
All aircraft be advised, information kilo now current.
Wait for the APU.
QNH1015.
Ah, there it is already, so engines can come off. Welcome to Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. Very beautiful airport setup over there. Very unique. I like it. Okay, engines are coming down, so it's time to switch off the fuel pumps. And beacon light can come off and seatbelt sign off as well. And with that, we can ask for deboarding. And look at our flight time today, 8 hours 56 minutes, almost 9 hours. So around 2032 instead of 2100 Zulu. That is kind of in line with our departure. I think we left a couple of minutes early, probably 20 or so minutes early. So it makes sense that we arrived at 2032. So I don't think the passengers are going to complain too much at that. Of course, these times also include many possibilities for go-arounds and whatnot. So passengers deboarding is starting. We can open the door and get some air from out there. And let's hop outside and look at the scenery. It is a beautiful scenery out here, isn't it? Punta Cana.
Copa 352, ramp 10 taxi for your Alpha. Hold short runway 09er.
Ramp 10 via Alpha. Hold short runway 09er, Copa 352.
Okay, very nice. Hope you enjoyed this flight as much as I did, and enjoy the holidays, and I hope to see you on the return flight from here back to Paris Orly Airport. Enjoy the paradise, and